Well, folks, looky here, looky here. PT Cruiser's going back together again. We'll see. If you're not familiar with it, this is my PT Cruiser GT. Isn't it lovely? It's a beautiful color of beige and rust. This is a donor vehicle. I don't intend to ever own and or drive a PT Cruiser, but it has a really good drivetrain in it. It's got the turbo drivetrain with a 5-speed manual transmission in it, and I want to be able to steal that and put it in my GLHS Charger. Well, not mine, Katrina's GLHS Charger that's sitting at home in the garage. However, when I bought this car, the clutch was fried. And by fried, I mean very, very fried. So we needed to put a clutch in the car. Unfortunately, when we discovered that, we took the clutch out and the flywheel out, and the flywheel was in deep trouble. So we refinished the flywheel, and it's better. Now we're putting our brand new Sachs clutch in it, reinstalled. You can see, with my dual mass flywheel. And then we're gonna see whether or not this thing works. And then we're gonna probably take the car back apart. So this is kind of one of those, don't know what level of screwed I am. I'm hoping this all goes back together again. We could drive the car for a couple 100 miles to make sure everything is, you know, as good as a PT Cruiser can be. And then I could take it apart. But the best part about this story is I don't have to do the work. Jeff is going to help me out and put this thing back together again while I'm doing my normal daily drivers or my normal daily work stuff. So got the PT Cruiser back in the shop, putting it back together again. We'll know shortly whether or not this is going to be a donor vehicle or it's going to the wrecking yard, one of the two, or it goes back up on Facebook Marketplace. That's probably what will happen. So we'll see. This will be just fired right back up here real shortly. Hopefully. Man, ain't she a beaut. Ain't she a beaut. You know, just ignore this part. Ignore that part. It's a Chrysler from this era in Ohio, okay? Ignore it. All I need is the engine and transmission out of it. That's it. How we doing?
Doing.
We're doing?
We're doing.
We're in?
About 90% made it back up.
Oh, man. And she comes with a warranty?
Yeah, when the door closes, it's over.
Coming back together again. What's going to be fun is the fact that the whole rest of the car is still junk.
Yeah, that's a...
As you pointed out, we've got some wear components that need to be replaced a little bit. She may shift around a wee bit. We don't know how much boost this car is run on. We don't know the quality or the workmanship of anything else. We're not real worried about it though. As long as it holds boost and it runs down the road, man, isn't she a looker? She's not a 20-footer. It's all right. It's okay. I'll stop making fun of you, honey. Just be healthy. That's all I need you to be, is healthy. Appreciate you working hard for us. Well, in the spirit of do it right, do it once. New seal. One of the driver's side seal, output shaft seal, has been dented. So versus it possibly leaking immediately as soon as we fire this thing up and try to drive it, pick up a new seal. Fortunately, Napa had some in stock. We're rocking and rolling. Back to the shop. Let's get this thing done. I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit terrified about this. At the end of the day, is it that big of a deal if it's a piece of crap? Yeah, not really. Back to work. All right. So what are we dealing with?
I pulled that seal out for us.
All right.
We're gonna put that new one in, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, it's the right one.
Unless it has...
That does not look like the same seal.
I'm not buying it. I don't even know what that's like.
Thanks, Napa.
We'll redesign it. Negative. It doesn't even want a hub in there. Great. Did you give you the wrong seal right off the rip?
Yep. Well,
You're on board.
There are two options for transmissions. One is a Getrag and one is a Chrysler. Because this is a PT Cruiser, it should have the Chrysler or the Getrag transmission.
It's got a Chrysler stamp on it.
So now the question is it maybe not necessarily the right transmission for the car?
Everything looked kosher. I'm almost positive I've seen a Chrysler stamp on the transmission unit itself.
Is there a part number on this? Yeah, well. Yeah. I don't know if you could hear Rich in the background in the peanut gallery back there, but why did you buy a PT Cruiser was his question. Valid question. What does this say? E2 E217. Now I'm wondering.
I'm positive I've seen a Chrysler stamp on the casing somewhere.
Well, which means it's not the right transmission for the car.
This could be why it's all vacuum lined it up.
Well, that adds a whole nother level of annoying because I don't want this transmission if this is the Chrysler transmission. I want the Getrag transmission. So somebody may have hornswoggled me. I may have been hornswoggled. Great. Okay, well, let's do some more homework. See what that is. Because it's clearly not what I have. Which sucks. Thank you. Okay. That looks like the right seal, which is this 223535 right there, national seal, which is exactly what I told Napa I needed, and this is clearly not what this is. So, unfortunately, this one is not available. Yeah, manual transmission with Getrag 288S transmission. And interchangeable part, we're going Advanced Auto Parts. Even that part is not available. Main City, Ohio. Nope. Out of stock at every store within 50 miles. Why can't this be easy? This is just something simple. So hard to find good help these days. 15750. Automatic transaxle seal. Nope. I literally told you it was a manual transmission. So that's the part I need right there. Manual transmission seal. Great. Alright. Advanced Auto Parts, no go. AutoZone, no go. Called Chrysler even. Obviously, it's not a part that's currently in stock with Chrysler, and they don't make them anymore. Napa has it, but it is 4 hours out, so I won't see it 5 hours out. Which means I don't see it till basically end of business day, and we need to get this thing off the rack. So, I think we're going to put this guy back in, which is definitely suboptimal and is probably going to leak, but you got to do what you got to do, and I got to get that car off the rack. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it back together again. We're going to see what happens. And at least at that point in time, I guess I can drive it, as long as it doesn't hemorrhage fluid. But then we got to pull the axle back out to be able to put the new seal in, but this way at least it goes back together again. So that's what we're going to do. It's always something, isn't it? Love work. Classic cars. You wouldn't think that it's hard to find parts from a 20-year-old car, but apparently it's a whole lot harder than you would think. Oh well.
And that you said it ain't overheated.
There. Let's put her back in. The other one's 5 hours away, so no point. Well, 3:30. New seal's not here, so we just went ahead and put it back together again with the old seal. Now, with that said, we are also going to change the oil and put new fluid in the trans, because we don't know how much we lost, and especially with this seal being bad, we don't want to worry about running it with basically no fluid in it. We did put the little part of the seal that's nicked on the very top, so it leaks. It only leaks down to the top of that. I don't know. Again, this is not something where we're wanting to put a lot of miles on this car. It's just a matter of I want to make sure that the car is functional as far as engine and transmission goes. Put a new oil filter on it. I am going to cut open the old oil filter as well, even though that oil looked reasonably decent, just to make sure that there's nothing in it. I really don't want to get involved in another engine build right now. I've got more than enough of that on my plate already, and I'm going to have to really talk to myself about behaving and not building this motor when I do pull it out of this car. There are definitely some issues that we need to resolve as far as wear and tear items go. You can see here, maybe you can see here, these bushings on these are just absolutely shot, which is not surprising. There's also an engine mount that's on the top, same situation. It's going to definitely allow some shifting around on things, and these cars do have hilarious torque steer anyway, so it's going to be a little questionable when we do drive it, but it'll at least allow me to get it, on the road and testing it. We'll see. So button up a couple things, make sure our fluids are topped off, and then fire it up, see what happens. Take it for a test drive. And it's a beautiful 30-degree day outside, which is great for a test drive in a turbo car that probably wants to kill you. Great. Wouldn't you know? Right after we put it back together again, there's the seal. Well, at least we have one. A temporary fix can be a temporary fix. Part number 13624, by the way, from Napa, if you're interested. SKF part. You try to do it the right way. You try to do it the right way. Render on this actually working fine and running great.
8 out of 10, good?
8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take an 8 out of 10. Fram FF3600. It's the old filter off this thing. Let's cut it open. Let's see what she looks like. See if she caught any material. Hey Rich, do you have your oil filter Cutty-Opie piece so we can cut this thing open? First off, it's a Fram, I know. Your favorite. Your favorite product. This way we can find out what we can find out. Unless it's completely fresh oil, in which case we won't find out anything.
It's not fresh.
It's definitely not a brand new Earl.
It's not horrible.
It doesn't look terrible. Anything in the pleats?
Not really.
Okay.
Just oil.
Well, that's a good sign. A reasonable chance that this didn't get hooned a whole lot before the clutch gave up the ghost.
It's not metallic.
Good.
It doesn't even look like they had time to set the presets on the new stereo.
Well, I'm hoping that... No, that wouldn't be the original clutch that was in there. I don't think. I don't think Sachs was the original clutch. This is the original clutch that came out of it. Flywheel side. Manufacturer's flywheel side. Yeah, there's not any markings on that. looks great. I don't know, might have been. No, see, that's a Sachs also. So was that Sachs a factory unit, or is this somebody's aftermarket? Did it have a Sachs clutch kit from the factory? Can't imagine it did. Could be, I guess. But I guess the question is, did it get 130,000 miles by a reasonable old person before some young hooligan got a hold of it, burnt the clutch up that was already halfway gone when he turned the boost to the moon?
130,000 is logical for a clutch.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, I've seen clutches last 200,000 because it's sensible driver, but
Yeah.
a big guy turned boost up and it's an old clutch.
Right.
It's gone.
So it's reasonable, which would honestly be the ideal situation for me. Is they smoked the clutch fast enough that it couldn't really do much, and they couldn't hoon it, and then they just shipped it, and then some idiot bought it off of Facebook Marketplace. We'll see. Or I bought a complete clapped out piece of shit and put it right back up on Facebook Marketplace for somebody else to buy it. It's as good as it was, maybe slightly better.
What's that?
It's as good as it was, maybe slightly better.
Looks like that battery backwards and shit.
Yeah. Somebody rednecked the battery. This thing's got heated seats in it. You know how fancy that is? It's the only car I own that has heated seats.
Yes, but is it a car that you own that has heated seats and running the drive?
Well, we'll find out. I hate this car.
What a turd.
Well, that was interesting.
Easy there, fella.
That wasn't my foot. My foot was on the clutch. What? Did you switch the pedals around? Is the gas on the left? Promise you, my foot's on the clutch. Yeah, the security light's blinking at me, which I think is this damn key fob. Please hold for technical issues.
How do you bypass the left to turn?
Something ain't right.
Try again. Try again.
Yeah, back.
Hey!
The cruise actuator was helping.
Ah. It's alive! It's alive! By the way, have done absolutely nothing to this car. It's still filthy. It's still got beer caps and everything I bought it in. It's all that junk is still in here. So, here we go. Reverse. 5-speed manual transmission, Getrag. Moment of truth. Let's see. Moves forward. That should be neutral. There's reverse. Just gotta give it a little. That clutch engagement feels fine.
Drive, don't hoon it, but drive it.
Huh?
Take it through a heat cycle or two.
Yeah. Clutch feels alright. Obviously don't beat on this thing too much, but I'm gonna go through the gears a little bit. Whew, steering is gone. No power steering? Yeah, we got no power steering. I think we chucked a belt maybe. It's always something. Oh, man. Heavy front wheel drive car with no power steering, that's not fun. Let's see what's going on with that. Well, it made it all the way to the front of the shop. Huh. E-brake doesn't work. Nope. E-brake doesn't work. Alright, let's see what's going on with our power steering. Or lack thereof. She's empty. Put a little. Oh, this is gonna be a. Yeah. I'm gonna get this all over the place.
Thank you.
Uh huh. That sounds great. Can you hear that? Sounds great. And it still sounds a little bit terrible, but that's all right. We'll be fine. Don't need power steering. Well, at least we got some power steering. It's a start. She doesn't sound happy at all. Yeah, it's getting better. Oh yeah, by the way, doing that moves the rock from underneath the tire that you're stopping the car with. Oh, it still sounds terrible. Nope, my rock's still there. That's my parking brake right there. You can also see the slightly redneckery on the battery situation. I don't know if you heard Jeff talking about that. Let's roll our windows up. A good place to set you. Okay, it dings at you when it's in reverse. That's good to know. Clutch engagement seems fine. Power steering is definitely not happy. Problem with driving stick shift cars, it's very hard to drive and film yourself at the same time. So you're gonna have to deal with it. Well, it's alive. It doesn't feel real great. It's a little 2-3 synchro is not real great. Okay, kicking it down to seconds, all right. Well, it's at least driving. That's a start. Power steering pump sounds horrible. I don't want to give it too many beans. Sunset, eh? Yeah. The shift pattern on this is a little weird. It's actually a little... Oh, through check engine light. Uh-oh, did I lose power? That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all. We're gonna get her off the road here. That doesn't sound good at all. Wonder if I popped a boost tube off? If I give it any beans at all, it's pissed. Let's pull off to the side of the road here. Make sure I didn't blow off a intake tube. That's driving pieces of junk. Isn't it fun? You got a check engine light, that's nice. Feels all right, that's all right. This is as janky as it has been. Doesn't feel like it popped anything loose. Blow a plug wire out. Great. What did I buy? Ugh. What did I buy? As soon as this tries to build any power whatsoever, I don't feel like she should be running that much vacuum. 20 inches of vacuum is a lot of vacuum. Well, let's see if a vacuum line came loose. I'm gonna guess this is the vacuum line that feeds that gauge. That's probably fine. All of this seems tight. All right, let's see if we can limp it back to the shop. Oh, that's supposed to be attached to. PCV is just evacuating out into the air. Okay. All right. Let's just try to get it back to the shop, and we'll see what's going on. Run that code and see what's up. Does it run? Yes. Does it run like absolute garbage? Yes. Does the clutch feel okay? More or not, more or less, yes. I would say the 2-3 synchro is probably a little pissed off, which is not super surprising. Damn roundabouts. The gear spacing on this is very tricky. It won't build any boost at all. None. angry whenever you try to give it any. It's all right. Just get it back to the shop. Brakes don't feel terrible. I guess that's probably first. Very interesting feeling in the on the transmission, where the gears are. They're a lot different spacing than what you would naturally feel would be correct. Yeah, it's pissed. It's pissed about something. As soon as you roll into the throttle, like it'll accelerate under like no load, but as soon as you give it any kind of load whatsoever, it's pissed. Heater works really, really well. It's hot as Hades in here, so that's a good thing. .339 sensor circuit intermittent. That's really useful. The heck does that mean? Okay. Clear codes. Cycle the key. See if we look at any live data on this thing. Go to position, catalyst. I'm gonna drive this around the lot a little aggressively, and I'm not gonna hold the camera for this, just to see if I can get this thing to get into boost, or if it immediately throws itself a check engine light and gets pissed, and then I'm gonna take it inside and we're gonna figure out what's going on. I don't know, it felt like, owning a turbo car in the past, it felt like it blew a boost tube loose, and that's why it's not building boost, and that's why it's got a leak. I don't know, we'll see. Who knows? I've literally, this is the most, I've never driven this car. I drove it out of there and directly into the car, so, or into the shop, so who knows? Could also be bad gas, maybe? Although it'd be, I don't know. Clear code and doesn't misbehave. That doesn't make any sense. I wonder what it saw. We've got boost, baby. Okay. Now I don't want to hoot on it. Brand new clutch. Brand new flywheel, but at least it's running and driving. Is it great? No. Is it beautiful? No. Is it the weirdest, ugliest thing I currently own? That's up for interpretation. But at least it's running and driving. It's another one of my vehicles that is not currently sitting broken behind the shop, and I'll take that as a win. Clearly we got more to do. There's some homework to do. There's some checking out and all that kind of fun stuff. Lots of things that need to be done. I do honestly want to put some miles on this thing. I don't want to just tear it apart. I do want to verify that everything is good to go. I want to put some miles on it, so that's where we are with this. And that'll be a topic for another day. So, thanks for being here. This is Automotive Adventures with Austin. This has certainly been an adventure. And I'm going to probably have, to be honest with you, probably a couple of adventures with this car before I take it apart, because it's kind of neat in a terrible way. She's pretty spirited. Even on low boost, she's pretty spirited. Anyways, see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.